Hello and welcome to our top 10 dark rides at Walt Disney World Resort. We'll be counting down from 10 to 1 the top dark rides that we recommend. So in at number 10 we head to Epcot for Spaceship Earth. Now this is obviously a classic that everyone must do. If you're going to Epcot, then Spaceship Earth is definitely where to go.
Well, it's right there as soon as you walk in, so
Yeah.
you'd be silly not to do it.
Yeah. So it's obviously rumoured to have a small overlay. I believe there's parts that are staying, other parts that are going to be modified slightly. But it's definitely worth doing if you're watching this video in 2019, then it's definitely worth getting a ride on Spaceship Earth before it does change, just to say you've done it. But basically what it is you go on this little car up like a sort of escalator type thing.
As if you're heading to space.
Yeah, in space, yeah, because it's obviously got the twinkle of the stars and the dark theming. And then it basically takes you on a journey through mankind on Earth. It's quite educational, isn't it? Quite interesting.
Yeah.
You start from the early ages.
Yeah. Yeah, it walks you through the ages of Earth, basically.
Yeah, through the major sort of breakthroughs from like the Renaissance to like modern times. It's all in there, and it's definitely worth doing.
Yeah.
Once the actual ride part is done, you then start descending back down, and it basically shows you a video based on the questions that you answer about your own sort of life. Your preferences, what you like doing, and then it basically creates a video with your head.
So yeah, the heads are a little bit funny, a little bit weirdly placed, but you know, it's all part of the fun, isn't it?
It is definitely a good one, and like we said, definitely a good one to do, so do check that out. And then in at number 9 is It's a Small World. So this is in Magic Kingdom in Fantasyland. Yeah, very iconic tune that will stay in your head for the rest of the holiday. Forever, yeah. It's still in my head sometimes.
Yeah, just randomly driving my car and on
there
comes
it is.
Small World in my head.
Though it probably doesn't help that I put it on my Disney playlist.
Well, you actually do play it in the car, yeah.
And it's basically, if you've got kids as well, they will love it. I mean, Alethea loves it.
We went on it quite a few times, didn't we, for Alethea, because she loved it that much.
And my first visit to Florida back in '98, it was definitely one that I remembered probably most of all, funny enough. So basically, yeah, it's you go on this little water ride, and it basically just takes you around the world in sort of like cartoony sort of characters, isn't it? I
mean, if you've got a little bit of a phobia of dolls, it might be a little bit not the best place to go. But if you can get past the phobia of dolls, then you'll be fine. They're a little bit crazy, a little bit freaky, but they're representing all different countries around the world. They sing the Small World tune in their own language, so you know, if you're a language buff, then you can sing along with them, maybe.
It's very educational as well.
Yeah,
it
teach your children.
Teach them about different world cultures.
Yeah.
I would say the dolls are probably like the sort of Disney animated sort of series.
Yeah, they're very much like the animated series. I think that's probably where they based their animated series on, actually. Was on the dolls from the Small World ride, yeah.
So yeah, basically that tune is just literally playing on an endless loop throughout the ride. So sometimes you find that the boats do get a little bit congested, and you'll be sat there for a while with the song constantly going around. But it's one of Disney World's iconic rides.
Yeah.
It's definitely
and it would
one that, it appears in different pictures. It's like a landmark ride. I suppose,
and I'd say it'd be definitely your youngster's favourite ride.
Yeah.
They were singing the tune. Alethea was singing along with them as we were going around, so it's quite cute.
Yeah, definitely. So definitely one to do. And so in at number 8, we head off to Epcot for the Seas with Nemo. Now, obviously, most of you would have seen the film Finding Nemo and Finding Dory. Well, basically, it's heavily themed with that. So you sit on, what I describe as like it's like
a clam. It is a clam, yeah. It's very similar to the aerial ride, actually.
Yes,
yeah. Sat on a little clam.
And basically, you sort of go along sideways on like this conveyor, and it just basically shows you all different sort of, it's like 3D screening more or less, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And they got like ornaments that pop out of the screen as if the fish sort of go behind them to sort of make it really pop out at you. And the songs are, you know, heavily themed, aren't they? It's another song that sticks in your mind. But yeah, it's great. I mean, if you like fish, you like Finding Nemo, Finding Dory, then it's definitely one to do. Probably one of my favourites in that area of Epcot, would you say?
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of over towards the, oh gosh, what's it called? Where like Soarin' is, up around that area. It's just before you go towards Soarin'. So yeah, I think they're adding new bits to it in the future.
Yes, that area is being renovated throughout 2020, as a lot of areas in Epcot are. I believe it's going to have a Moana area.
That would be epic.
Right,
Moana is
that.
my favourite Disney film of the moment, for sure.
So we'll have to revisit this video once that's been done, I think.
Yes.
So yeah, that's number 8 for Seas with Nemo. And so in at number 7 we stay at Epcot at the World Pavilion. It's one of my favourites of the World Pavilion. It's why I love the World Pavilion so much. It's the Grand Fiesta Tour with the 3 Caballeros. So it's in Mexico, the Mexico Pavilion. And basically you enter the area before you queue up, and there's like a sort of restaurant and shops, isn't there, within that area.
You wouldn't know there was a ride there at all.
No, so you've got to really work your way through that area to find the ride. But it's like in the sort of Mexican sort of village in the moonlight, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very
really
pretty.
Nice, really nice.
It's very dark in there, but I love this kind of theming of that little pavilion. It's really nice.
And so basically once you get onto the actual ride itself,
so like another little boat ride, a bit like the Small World boat.
Yeah, that's probably the closest comparison, I would say, definitely. And it's based on the film The 3 Caballeros, obviously, and those who love Donald Duck, obviously he's one of the 3 Caballeros, and it basically just teaches you everything about Mexico, which is, from what I see of that, is a very beautiful country. So, yeah, another song that sticks in your mind once you come off that, but it's definitely one to do, and educational, which is always a plus if you've got children as well.
Yes. Yeah, and there's lots of little screens showing the three Caballeros around the different parts of Mexico, singing their songs, being generally daft like Donald Duck is. You know, it's a funny little ride, and again, it's quite oldie. I think it's been there for quite a while,
Definitely
but it's definitely one you've got to do. It's a classic, and you know, you'll love it.
But the fact that it's a classic and it's been unchanged by
this is
Disney
it must mean
shows.
something. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So basically, what it is it's a water boat ride, and you've got some sort of animatronics like displays, haven't you? Physical displays around you, like you're in a sort of fireworks sort of area around this Mexican town sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then within that you've got like TV screens, haven't you, like showing the clips of the 3 Caballeros with Donald Duck.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just great. Out of all the pavilions in the world, it's probably one of my favourites. But yeah, definitely a dark ride to do. And then in at number 6 we head over to the Magic Kingdom for Under the Sea Journey of the Little Mermaid. Basically this is another sort of kind of like we said with the Seas with Nemo, it's on like a sort of track conveyor type thing. Yeah, well you're in a clam again, aren't you?
I'm pretty sure it's a clam.
Yeah, and you just get in it and don't look at there's so much going on around you. You don't know where you're sitting in.
And also you've got to watch where you're getting on, otherwise you end up becoming part of the ride.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. So yeah, you head through several different zones, and you've got the familiar songs from the film Little Mermaid playing, and it's all animatronics, and it does kind of look like you're underwater with them, don't it?
Yeah,
you know,
you do feel
the sort of
like
lighting effects and the darkness of it. It does feel like you're under there with them. Yeah, so it's lots and lots of animatronics going on. Everywhere you look, there's something happening.
Yeah.
Even if you go on it several times, you'll probably see something different.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And it basically takes you through, each segment takes you through for the stages of the film itself. It tells the story, doesn't it, ultimately? Yes, it's definitely one to do, especially if it's a hot day, like all dark rides, not somewhere nice to escape the heat and just take a breather, basically.
Yeah, Alithia is probably her favourite. I mean, her favourite film is Ariel, Little Mermaid, anyway. So she loved it. I think we probably would have ended up going on it all the time if she had the choice. Yeah, she was singing along with the songs, and generally enjoying it, and just pointing out all the different characters as well, which is good.
So definitely wanted it. And in at number 5, we stay in Magic Kingdom with Peter Pan's Flight. Now this is probably a must if you've got children, especially young children. It really is a good ride. It's quite short, isn't it, you said?
It's very short, yeah. It's a shame it's not longer, especially for the amount of time you queue.
Yeah, it's another one where the queue is really long. We queued for an hour once. We did a just for you. We compared the two. We did a fast pass, didn't we? And then we actually did a standby.
The fast pass is boring. You just go straight in almost, don't you?
Yeah, it kind of makes the whole experience quick. So if you want to quickly in and out, then that's probably ideal.
Yeah.
But the standby, if you do it, it's really good. It's a really long queue, like I say. But basically you're standing in what looks like is it Wendy's house, isn't it?
Yes.
And you see like the lights of Tinkerbell going around.
There's interactive points. You get so far around the queue and there's a big screen, and you can like use your hands to ring the bells and make tunes and stuff. And there's also another part, you move on from that screen and you kind of go around and you're looking at like a bed area, and you can kind of watch out for Tinkerbell flying in between. And it's very clever the way they make Tinkerbell kind of light up as if she's actually like 3D almost. It's almost as if
drawers, doesn't she?
Yeah, it's very very clever. They're very good at knowing how to make things pop out. So yeah, it was very entertaining.
It's actually a projection, isn't it?
I think it is a projection, but
interact with it sort of thing.
The way they've done it, it makes you feel like you're actually kind of there watching actual Tinkerbell flying around. You almost kind of feel like she's flown past your hair almost at some points as well. Like it's very good, very good.
I would definitely check on the standby line. If it's reasonably short, then it might be worth doing.
Yeah.
Even if you just sort of want to take a little breather in the cool air,
it's
then
cool
it's
in there, isn't it? Yeah.
Good to do that. But yeah, onto the ride itself. So basically, you're riding on like a sort of flying pirate ship, just like the film. And it takes you through the actual film, doesn't it? Really, where you sort of fly through the air, and it's like little miniature sort of like London is one of them where you see all the little cars going along.
Yeah, that's very clever as well, isn't it? It's as if you're flying above London, watching kind of the world go by underneath you.
Yeah. And there's different scenes, isn't there? Like you've got the mermaids, the pirate scene.
Pirate scene where they're on the ship and they're making Wendy kind of go off the plank and stuff. So yeah, you kind of experience in the film. I think it would be nice if they kind of extended it out a bit longer. But it's at number 5 purely because we love it, but it's not quite long enough to kind of be up there at the top.
But it is a must for all those with children.
Alicia's favourite character is Tinkerbell. She's got a Tinkerbell teddy she's had since birth. She absolutely loves it. And the elements of Tinkerbell being included was fantastic. I think Disney are missing a trick and they should actually have a Tinkerbell ride. Yes. There you go, Disney. One for the future.
And so, in at 4, we stay with the Magic Kingdom. Magic Kingdom's doing really good for dark rides, isn't it? It's probably one of the most popular ones for dark rides.
It's probably why it's the best place to take your youngsters, because they love the dark rides.
That's why it's so magical as well.
Yeah.
And that is Pirates of the Caribbean. So, obviously, the inspiration for the film came from the actual ride rather than the other way around. And it's basically, you start off with the sort of theming as if you're going through dark caves, and then there is a slight drop. Don't want to spoil anything, but there is a slight drop until you're then transported into the area of Captain Jack Sparrow and his and his various foes. So there's like a scene, isn't there, where the cannons are going off and they're firing at the village.
They're actually firing at the boat behind you, and it actually splashes up in the water as well. So it's quite, you feel like you should duck, just in case the cannon hits you.
Basically, then you move through the actual village, don't you, itself, where basically the pirates that are terrorising the village. There's fires and all sorts. It's nothing too scary, I would say. We've taken our daughter, and she loved it. She was 2 at the time. She did love it because she loves all the tunes as well, and that's.
I was going to say that's what it was. It's got another epic tune that she was singing along. I mean, we played her all the songs of the rides anyway, didn't we? Before the ones we could find. But she was sat singing along with it and enjoying it that way.
Yeah, and obviously the ride came before the film, but since the film they put Johnny Depp, haven't they, in various scenes. I think they put him in afterwards, and it does work rather well. That's also another ride that's good on the Not So Scary Halloween Party, because they do actually use live actors.
Live actors, yeah.
So that's something to do if you are going then. And then in at 3, staying again with the Magic Kingdom, and this is another ride that inspired a film, and that's the Haunted Mansion. Probably one of their iconic rides again, isn't it? Now, unfortunately, we didn't do this last time because of, obviously, young child. We were a little bit worried about it, but we did it before when we went, didn't we? And it was definitely one of those good rides. I actually missed not going on it, and we will definitely do it next time.
But we were just a bit worried about whether Alithia would be right for her, whether it would be a little bit too scary, but she'll be fine with it next time we go.
Yeah, and it is actually specified on the ride specifics as okay for children, but again, as you know, if you've got children, it's your children, it's your choice. But just to give you a bit of a heads up, it can be a little bit sort of scary. If that's the case, then I'd probably avoid that. For the older children, it's definitely good. It's kind of like Halloween, basically. Everyone loves Halloween, so. This is Halloween. So basically, the actual line outside is quite well themed, isn't it? With different little hidden gems to look out for, little details.
Again, Not So Scary Halloween Party. They have live actors on the queue.
Right. Yes.
They have a little scene going on outside the main house bit. So yeah.
I mean, you've got to do it if you're there at Halloween.
Well, yeah, you have to.
It's a must.
It's a must.
It's a must. So the queue bit's quite good, and then you obviously move into like what I call the holding area, the start of the ride, and basically you're actually going down. It looks like the room's stretching. It's all sort of like illusions, and there's the narration at the time, which is something quite iconic in itself, isn't it? You actually see on the different souvenirs, don't you? Actually quotes from that. So it's something really you got to. If you're a true fan of Disney World, and something you definitely got to do to understand where all that comes from. And then basically you move through the dark ride itself, and obviously it's just literally like you're going through the actual house, and you've got sort of ghosts like dancing around and doing various things.
Do you go out in the garden areas as well?
Not at the start, no. That's on the exit. Actually, it's all inside during the actual ride itself. But there is things in the garden to see, sort of at the beginning and the end of the ride.
Yeah.
But yes, it's definitely one of those iconic rides again to do. So these next two, you'll probably, I don't know, some of you may agree with us, some of you may disagree with us. Depends if you've got children or not. But we've put number 2 for Navi River. Basically, that's of course in Pandora in the Animal Kingdom, and it's another heavily themed, going by the film Avatar, obviously, where you're on a water boat ride, and then it basically just takes you through like a sort of night in the forest, doesn't it? You've got the different creatures, and
it's quite really psychedelic. It's quite out there. You feel a little bit weird, a little bit spaced out, but it adds to the colours are amazing, the lighting's amazing. It's almost quite mellow and chilling. It's very, very entertaining as a ride. Again, it's got nice soft music playing, and
I love the song from that.
Yeah, it's just really, really calm.
It's like sort of chilled out music, isn't it?
Just a nice, especially because I feel like Magic Kingdom is probably one of the hottest parks. Like I felt hottest when I was there. I don't know whether it's just that it was the hottest day whilst we were there. I don't think it was. It just feels very hot. I suppose it's because you're in a forest almost, and it just feels warm.
I feel the other way around. I feel like because there's so many trees in Animal Kingdom, it's quite shaded.
I felt hottest there. So Navi River was really cold, and I loved it.
Yeah, you probably go around several times.
I'd just stay on it, just to chill out, calm down, cool down.
I think being a new ride as well, it's got all the latest technology that Disney have put in. I was really impressed by there's like a sort of leaf that the light's shining through.
Oh gosh, yeah,
and you see like a
little
creature jumps on it, and
yeah.
the leaf drops as the creature lands on it, and you see it crawling.
See it running, yeah,
it's just
really good.
Really, really good use of technology there, and it's definitely one to do. The wait times can fluctuate. They're not too bad though.
No, we booked on as a fast pass because we could actually get one for that. But yeah, I would say that the standby line isn't that bad actually.
No.
So we went back on it on a standby, didn't we? And
if you can get a fast pass on it, I would definitely do it. Especially if you can't get one on Flights of Passage, then get one on that, and then that brings your wait time down a bit, so you got a bit more time to queue on Flights of Passage.
Yeah.
That's what we thought anyway, wasn't it? And that worked out quite well. So yeah, definitely one to do. If you like the film Avatar, obviously, who doesn't? Then it's definitely.
But even if you don't, I think it's still one to just do anyway. Experience it, experience the lights, experience the theming, experience the music, and go and have a cool down, chill out.
I mean, from a child's perspective as well, Alithia loved it because we actually showed her the film before we went out, and she recognised the various characters from it, and she was quite into it. She wanted the Avatar toys, didn't she, from the souvenir shop? So it kind of got her into it. So definitely one to do for the family. Brilliant. And then in at number one. Some of you may think that Navi River deserves this spot. You may be right, but we feel that number one top spot goes to Frozen Ever After, and at the time of filming, Frozen 2 is about to come out, and basically I feel that this ride will get quite good lines probably as well. It'll be quite busy because of obviously being Frozen. It used to be part of the Norway pavilion.
It still is.
It is part of it, but it obviously had all like the Norwegian
it was more
sort
of
of theme rather than
Viking,
an actual film overlay.
Was it a Vikings theme before?
Yeah,
something along those lines.
Matterhorn, something
yeah,
like that.
That's it. Yeah.
So basically, if you've been on that, the ride is pretty much the same in terms of you've got your slight backwards drop and then your forward drop. But obviously, it's all Frozen now, so you've got all the songs, the characters. From Frozen. My
favourite bit is when you go into the part where you're going to be dropped backwards, and Elsa stands there and blasts her ice at you, and that's at the point where you go backwards. It's just my favourite part of the whole ride. I just love that because when she does her ice blasts on the film, it kind of it's epic. Yeah, and it's just really fun, really entertaining. It's my favourite part of the whole ride, definitely.
And it's obviously the music as well, isn't it? Yeah. Let It Go at that point. And it's all well timed as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the height of the song, and then you blast it back. Yeah, it's really good. So yeah, it's definitely one to do, especially if you're a Frozen fan, which most of you are. And I think it's a good conversion over from the original ride to that. I think it's something that'd be good to see in other pavilions as well. Yeah,
definitely. Is it am I right in thinking that the animatronics part of it, the faces are actually like a screen almost, and they're actually like the faces move as if they're singing along with the song, rather than the animatronics where the mouths are just kind of going like that.
Yeah.
Physically, the mouth like a projection, and that's really clever technology actually, because it made it kind of more realistic. So obviously the animatronics are very good for their time, but they kind of just their mouths are snapping along with the music, whereas with the kind of projected face,
I think it's a bit of both, isn't it?
And Anna and Elsa and everyone are all there singing along and stuff. So yeah, it's definitely worthy of being the top spot for us. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that technology, just a point of interest, was trialled at the Buzz Lightyear Ranger Spin. Remember Buzz Lightyear's then? So yeah, definitely one to do. And like I say, it's a bit of a sort of a water boat ride, and then there are a couple of drops, one backwards and then forwards. But nothing major, nothing like you're not going to get
Thunder Mountain, Splash Mountain or anything.
Yeah, you don't get soaked.
Just a little bit of a thrill, but even children would like that. So. And there's a fun little shop at the end of it, which we spent hours in. Yes, definitely. Well, it was raining at the time as well, which didn't help. But yeah. So that's our top dart ride at Walt Disney World Resort. Okay, so thanks for watching our top dart rides at Walt Disney World Resort. I hope you liked them. Don't forget to comment below if there's any of that you prefer. And also don't forget, if you haven't already, to like and subscribe. It does support our channel. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.